All right. One more thing on the list this week, Chad. Durant, Kyrie trade sagas. Do you have any thoughts on it? Do you think he's going to get traded? Where do you think he's going to get traded?
I mean, he doesn't have a no trade clause, but he's like, I want to go to. Doesn't he? Doesn't, right? If
He does not have a no trade
yeah,
clause. I don't
I
know
didn't think he
why
did.
he would do that to himself, but that's another story.
Well, I mean, shit. Like they were supposed to win 1,000 fucking championships in Brooklyn with him and Kyrie there. So why would you want to get traded at that? That was his dream job. Like that would be like me fucking getting a job with the Eagles and then be like, you know what? Fuck it, I don't like it anymore.
Well, I do think it's a good point. I want to go into that further because I think we do forget that if he didn't have that foot on the line in the series against the Bucks, they literally would have won the title. Like they were a Kevin Durant toe away from beating the Bucks in Game 7, and they probably would have won the title because Milwaukee was going to win. So we are not that far removed away from an alternate universe where Kevin Durant wins the title for the Nets. So
you know what they say, the devil is in the details. So
sure. And so somehow we are now a year and a half removed where, I mean, the Nets are going to botch this thing. This is going to be the biggest failure of a super team ever, I think.
Well, I feel like the funniest thing about it is like everybody knows KD and Kyrie are out, except for like the Nets apparently, because like the way what they've done so far in free agency is they've signed guys where it seems like, hey, they think that those guys are going to be there, which
they traded a first round pick for Royce O'Neal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey,
it's time to
wake up and realize that these guys are not going to be there next year, or like they're going to be gone at the trade deadline. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. I feel like Kyrie just keeps getting crazier and crazier, and it's like at what point, like, you got to be like, I'm not trading for that guy.
I think he's going to go to the Lakers, right? The Westbrook trade's sitting there for him.
I don't know. The whole situation is like so intriguing to me because they were talking about how they wanted to be out, and then Irving just opts into his contract, and then the news comes out that KD wants to bounce, but then it was that Kyrie was like focused on trying to get out after he forcing his way out, I believe was the quote of the Nets after he just opted in, and everyone thought that it was going to be good, and it happened like a day later that it's now all falling apart. So
I think I've given up trying to figure out Kyrie at this point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean,
like, what other option do they have besides like doing the deal with the devil and taking on Westbrook and then getting first round picks back? Because they don't have any first round picks because of the Harden trade.
Well, and I mean, they're kind of like fucked too, because like they want the King's ransom, but they're not going to get it. Like, everybody knows
I agree with you.
Yeah, because KD's First of all, KD's delusional because he wants to go to a team that has like one or two all-stars, but no team isn't gonna want to get that like in return. Like, if he's gonna go to a team, then the all-stars are gonna be leaving. So like, I don't understand how he thinks that he's trying to just build like a super team again, and I don't think that that's really possible. And I don't think that he really understands that that's going to be really difficult to make happen.
There's two sides to the argument, I guess. One, he kind of put himself in this situation. Like, if you're going to bitch and complain that you won out, don't sign a 4-year extension.
Yeah.
He could have easily taken a 1-year extension.
And two, like, he's clearly not getting traded until the deadline, because like that's
he might get traded.
Huh?
He might get traded.
I don't think he's getting traded until the deadline, because like apparently they want more than what Rudy Gobert got traded for.
Well, that's the other side of the argument too, because I'm not on his side with the freedom shit. Like, don't sign the 4-year extension. But I am on his side about one thing. He's 34 years old. It's year 16 of Kevin Durant. Like, why the fuck would you give up 6 first-round picks for that? Like, how many prime elite years does Kevin Durant have left? So I'm kind of on his side about that. Like, yeah, he should play with good players. Like,
well, I mean, he's played all of like 40 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
in like 2 years with
he hasn't been healthy. He's going to be 34 years old. This is his 16th year in the league. How much do the Nets think they should get back?
Well, apparently they want a lot. Like
I don't agree with that.
They want multiple. Like they basically what I saw was they want more than what Rudy Gobert got traded for.
I mean, I don't blame them for asking for that, but I don't think
it's not gonna. That's my thing. It's not gonna happen unless you get unless you get to the trade deadline and you got a contender that like they're just like, hey, fuck it, we're gonna make this happen because somebody got injured or whatever.
I've tried to look through it.
That's why I don't think it's gonna happen until the trade deadline.
I think the Phoenix trade makes the most sense, and it's the only one that you could talk yourself into it happening quickly because of the Ayton situation. If you flip Ayton to Brooklyn, you can at least talk yourself, hey, we're getting a former number 1 overall pick. He's a young guy under team control. You can sell yourself on that. Add in Mikal Bridges. We're getting somewhere. Top-end defender. I mean, how many guys are better defensively than him? He can hit shots. If he gets better offensively, he's a stud. Throwing a couple first-round picks, how is that not enough?
I feel like, I mean, it's something that should be considered, but at the same time, like I feel like you do kind of have to talk the Suns into it because if you trade, I mean, obviously Ayton's might be out, he might be in, who knows?
I think Ayton's gone regardless.
Right, that's my point. But I mean, Mikal Bridges, like
that's what I'm saying, though. Like, if you're Phoenix, you do that. You have a chance to get Kevin Durant. And Brooklyn, like, what more do you want?
I don't know. Like I said, I feel like with the Suns, it's kind of like you have to talk them into it more than anything because I feel like they're going to lose depth here. I mean, Chris Paul is old. Let's not, he's old as hell. He's not going to be playing for forever. I'd like to see it because I feel like it's the best chance for Chris Paul to get a ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're Phoenix is in total win now mode. They got Chris Paul on one leg at this point. You got Devin Booker. Like, if they don't make the move now, you're kind of sealing the championship window. So they make the most sense.
I mean, like I said, I don't know if they're necessarily sealing the championship window because, I mean, with this team specifically, they may be. But I mean, Devin Booker's only like what 25, 26.
Yeah, but
you still got years.
If you don't get
years with Book, like they may be looking at this like I said, they're from the Suns' perspective, they may be like, hey, Chris Paul, he's almost out. Like we've obviously DeAndre Ayton's out the door. It might be time to just rebuild this thing. I don't know what they're going to be thinking, but they may not want to give up their future when they're looking at it and be like, hey, you know what? We might as well just have this be Chris Paul's swan song. Hope, whatever happens.
Like even throw in Philadelphia. You willing to give up Maxey?
No, not at all.
That's why I don't think I just don't understand the Nets in this situation. Like, what do they think they're getting?
I mean, they like I said, they want what Rudy Gobert had. I feel like the most unrealistic thing, though. I want to say this. I feel like the most unrealistic thing is him going to Miami, just because.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Like I've seen trade packages, and they're like, yeah, like you'll have to send Ben Simmons to get it done. And I'm like,
that's because of the rookie extension rule.
But I'm saying, like, did anybody like discuss that with Jimmy Butler? Like, he's not going to be okay with that. Him. They fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
So like, he's not going. Like, I don't think he's going to Miami. Like, no. I agree with you. I feel like the most realistic one is the Suns, but I feel like the Suns may not want to do it.
The Sixers are a sneaky one if they give up Maxey, but I personally wouldn't do it. How can you trade a 23-year-old up-and-coming star for a 34-year-old guy that? I mean, Durant, you're going to have to pay him like $60 million in the last year of his contract.
Yeah. I would 100%. Obviously, I agree with you. Like, I'm 100% in on trading for Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
If you could keep Maxey. But I don't know how that deal gets done. I don't think it's at all possible. I mean,
I'm the same way in the Celtics. If we can flip Al Horford and a couple things for Durant, I would do it. But this idea that you're trading Jaylen Brown, like, you're going to trade the second best player in a team that just went to the finals and he's to like 24. No, that doesn't work.
I'm trying to figure, like, is there a way the Sixers could do it without trading Maxey? And I don't know.
I think it comes down to Brooklyn's like unrealistic expectations. You're not getting a historic trade package back unless some team really fucks up.
Yeah, and I agree, but I don't like I said. I feel like if anything, like if they're going to get what they're really after, it's not going to happen until the deadline. So that's
But
why
as
I
a
feel like
GM,
it's not. I feel
you
like it's going
can't
to
do
take a
this to your
while.
team.
What?
As a GM, you can't do this to your team. Remember when the Knicks traded for Carmelo Anthony? They got rid of all of their guys that mattered. They were left with Carmelo Anthony and nothing, and they were irrelevant. You can't do that with age 34 of Durant. You're not winning the title that way.
Well, like I said, I'm not disagreeing. I just don't think it gets done until like way into the season.
You could be right.
That's what
Especially
I'm feeling.
if Brooklyn wants more than Gobert, because the Gobert trade package was lunacy.
Well, that should have never been done. Like that was
Another
bonkers.
reason why I can't fathom anybody not liking Danny Ainge. I mean, what more does the guy have to do for people to not like him?
I don't know. Trade for Kevin Durant. I don't know.
Like that Gobert package, I don't know how Danny Ainge did it. He basically got 5 first-round picks. The Timberwolves' first-round pick this year, Walker Kessler, Malik Beasley. Like, how did he get that for Rudy Gobert?
I mean, Minnesota's just dumb.
Like, dumb.
They're bad. They're just bad. Like I don't.
How about the Minnesota GM, Chad? They gave him like, what was it? That was the Denver GM, Tim Connolly. They gave him like a huge money to be the Timberwolves GM, and his first move is fuck it, throw in everything for Gobert. How do you do that?
Well, they don't have a team now. Like they don't have a team or a future.
Dude, I like Edwards a lot. I think Edwards is going to be a star, but they're never.
No, I like him too. Honestly, I hope he quits basketball and just focuses on acting. I don't know if you saw that Hustle movie. He is fucking dynamite in that movie.
Yeah, he's great. I love him. I love Edwards.
Like as good of a basketball player as he is, I feel like he would really be. He would fucking eat in like.
He's gonna explode too. Like the flashes he showed in the playoffs, he's not close to done getting better.
Yeah.
But good episode, Chad. You have anything else more to add? I don't know. We'll see how long this Durant thing drags on, but I think the Phoenix trade makes no sense.
PJ Tucker and 2 first-rounders.
And Thibault. Throw in Thibault.
Daryl Morey.
Yes, get him out of here. Fuck Thibault. Yes, good call, Mark.
Hey, that Eric Gordon trade might happen. They're still in on him, Chad.
I don't know. If it happens, it happens. I just want fucking, I don't know. I want to win a playoff series. Like that's all I want.
At least Ben Simmons isn't on your team anymore, so.
Yeah. That's
all right, Chad. Good show.
Yeah. Well, what do we got here? I don't even know. Do we have a sponsor anymore? I don't think so, right?
For the podcast, not really.
Okay. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at lowfooted, LILFWTD. Follow Trey at Trey Daubert. Mark, I don't know what your Twitter is.
Mark Izzo _wave.
All right. You can follow Mark. Vendetta, I don't know. They changed its Twitter. It used to be Vendetta _media. Now it's like Vendetta whatever.
I don't know why they made such a big deal out of that, but
just search Vendetta Sports Media on Twitter. You'll find it. We're the only one. Instagram, I don't know what the Instagram is, but again, search Vendetta Sports Media on Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'd have to be watching it on YouTube. Like the channel or like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for the notifications. Anything else? Am I missing? Well, that'll do it. We'll see you next week. I don't know. Maybe we'll jump into like some NFL
fantasy stuff. We can do a fantasy show.
Not free agency, fantasy and fantasy and training camp previews. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. See you next week.